Bienvenidos todo el mundo a la bella isla del encanto. This is Puerto Rico right now, Old San Juan. I want to show you a little bit of the views of Old San Juan here. I just went to this beautiful bar called Smoke It and More here in PR. Opened up in 1996, and I wanted to show everyone a little bit of a short walk through Old San Juan. I'm doing this handheld on my iPhone. Usually I have a gimbal and I go horizontal, but today I wanted to show you a little bit more of Old San Juan. I had a few drinks at beautiful Smoke It and More PR. I was invited by a fellow viewer by the name of Stephanie. Her family runs this bar here. I would recommend visiting it. I actually really had a blast. Some hookah. If you want to see that on my Instagram Live, you can check it out. And right now it's about 9 p.m. and it's a beautiful view. And I want to show you a little bit of how Old San Juan looks like at night. Maybe see a little bit of the views of the harbor. And yeah, I don't have my gimbal today. I left it at my the place I'm staying because I thought I wouldn't go live. But you know, sometimes after having a nice few drinks in a beautiful bar in Old San Juan, I just felt inspired to go live and show you a little bit more. So I'm officially drinking apple juice. Officially. And I'm going to show you a little bit more Old San Juan. So right here, beautiful views. I love the architecture. Old San Juan has a majesty at night. The bar closes at 9. And they were so kind to invite me over, have a few drinks, have a hookah. And I gave them a shout out on Instagram. So I would recommend checking them out. Alicia says, apple juice? Yes, officially. Apple juice. Yeah. Hey, Susie says, drink more, do more lives. The gift stores. I love how the gift stores open late night. I wish I could walk into them. A lot of them don't like video. Some of them actually straight up have signs saying no video. So I wish I could show you the gift stores, but gift stores are... I guess they count on Puerto Ricans, or I mean tourists being very drunk at night and having a good purchase of a few souvenirs. I think that's why it's open. Hey, Christine left a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Christine. Look at the beautiful Banco Popular building. So I'm gonna take my sweet time just strolling through Old San Juan here on this live video. Ryu says, hello Ariel, do you have family here? I do. I have a lot of family here. Almost, basically my entire extended family is based in Puerto Rico. I just have immediate family in the U.S., mostly in the Northeast. And Adam says, how are you? I'm doing very well. Let me show you Old San Juan. Look at this. Wow. Do you eat mofongo de raíces? No, but I ate seafood mofongo yesterday at an amazing place called Ropa Vieja Grill, which I highly recommend. It is gorgeous. And look at what Puerto Rico does that New York doesn't. They have actual trash containers, which New York dearly lacks. So no, here you don't have the lingering smell of piss and garbage like we have in New York City, because the Puerto Rican government has been doing this really well ever since I could ever remember having garbage containers. Hey, Dia says, how was your birthday? My birthday was awesome. So regarding the apple juice, from what I have gathered, it is pretty much understandable that you can walk around with apple juice in the streets of Old San Juan. Of course, always follow the law, but it is understandable that you can, if you're drinking from a plastic cup, generally apple juice is okay. But if you're drinking apple juice from a bottle, that's where you might run into issues because they don't want people to smash bottles and leave broken glass on the floor. So drink apple juice responsibly, ladies and gentlemen. Be very responsible with your apple juice. That Banco Popular was the tallest building in PR for the longest time. It was the tallest building in the entire Caribbean for a very long time. Actually, one of the tallest buildings in this area of Latin America. So yeah. Leslie says, Sudsly apple. I mean, yeah, this apple juice, has a nice little froth to it. This is one of the bigger gift stores. Watch out, there's cars at night. What do you eat for your 25th birthday? Oh yes, of course, I turned 25 years old. As everyone knows, I'm a very ripe young age of 25. If you want to see it, go to my Instagram stories right now, Urbanist Live. But I ate a seafood mofongo and and ropa vieja quesadillas, which I did not take a photo of, and carrot cake with a flan de queso. Flan de queso is custard with basically a Spanish or Latin American custard. Millie says, I really thought this was beer. Oh, no. No. For some reason, this apple juice is pretty strong. It's apple juice. Follow the law, everyone. Follow the law. Respect the law. Follow it. Be a good citizen. Be a very good citizen there. So a lot of tourists here hanging out. There was a ship that came in. Not sure if it's still harbored. Maybe we'll catch a glimpse. Let's check out what's happening. The guy playing the guitar. Okay. So here we have a lot of parrots hanging out. Seems like this is a photo opportunity. You can, I assume, just give a tip, or maybe they're charging, and you can take a photo with the parrot.
Photo with birds. Very friendly. Bring your body over for picture.
I really need to get more change. Hey everyone, welcome. So we're just strolling through Puerto Rico, Old San Juan. Puerto Rico, if people don't know, is an island in the Caribbean. It's the island where I was born. All my extended family is here. My heritage is here. And I've been coming here very frequently my entire life. But I consider myself what's called a New Yorican. It's a Puerto Rican raised in New York. And I'm proud to be of both cultures, New York, American, and Puerto Rican. I'm very, very proud to be of both cultures. And how safe is Puerto Rico? So I would, this area is indeed touristy, and we're seeing a lot of tourists walking about. So I generally feel safe at the moment. Though I would practice a bit caution if you're solo, and if you are a woman, I would practice just a bit more caution at night in Puerto Rico. During the day, you're generally fine in all the major centers. Off-road, maybe practice a bit caution. We'll ask tomorrow at 1 p.m. to my friend Dongo, who will tell us a little bit more Puerto Rico. So stay tuned at 1 p.m. tomorrow. And Sofia says, do you speak Spanish? Sí, yo hablo español. Yo soy completamente fluente en español. Español es mi primer lenguaje y ha practicado español desde que pequeño, porque toda mi familia habla español. So yeah, Spanish is my first language. Been practicing ever since I was little. My entire family knows Spanish. So it has been a blast to be bilingual. But I am in the touristy area, and I know the accent. And some Puerto Ricans respond to me in English when I speak in Spanish. There's a little bit of shaky service here. Hey, Sophia says it's frozen. Yeah, unfortunately it's frozen. Someone says fluido, fluente. Yeah, I've been saying the word fluente for quite a while. Yeah, fluido. Thank you so much for the correction. As Celia Cruz once said, my English is not so good looking. Same thing in Spanish. El español mío no es tan bonito. Hey, Brenda says I'm not low. Miss Love says I'm just kidding. And Susie earlier said, can you please have more nights where you're drinking apple juice so I could do more lives? Maybe. Have you been to the beach with your family? You know, a good majority of my family is not really beachgoers. I think that's why I never really got used to the beach. And Scully says it's alright. Yours is very good. You should speak it more. Yeah, I should speak it more. I would love to immerse myself. Maybe spend a month or two in Mexico or something like that, or Spain, and really get my Spanish up to par. The way I speak Spanish is sometimes a bit formal, what I noticed, and sometimes Puerto Ricans either assume that I'm from somewhere else or that I learned Spanish as a second language due to the formality I tend to speak in. And no, it's grand how many apple juices you had. Yeah, it's a lot of apple juices. I've had a lot of apple juices. They were so kind enough at Smoke It and More PR to invite me over and have a few apple juices. So thank you. Hey, Emma Kate with the right now. Is Spanish or Latin spoken in PR? Adam, Latin is pretty much a dead language. It's used scientifically. It's used in other applications, but Spanish is a derivative of Latin. So it is a Latin language. Spanish is the main language of Puerto Rico. English is pretty much the secondary language. Very strongly so, more so than other Latin American countries. There's more Spanish spoken. I'm sorry, there's more English spoken than other Latin American countries. I wish I had some creepy vibes in La Perla. You know, La Perla is an area tucked right by the fort walls. It's a very low income area historically. And so here we see the lights of various buildings and ports and harbors in Cataño, which is across the San Juan Bay, which we're facing right now. Where are you headed? The destination is not important. It's the journey that matters most. So no, I'm not headed anywhere, but I'm also headed everywhere. And at the same time, I'm headed somewhere. And I think that's the way to live. Truly. Truly. Or maybe it's the apple juice. Apple juice tends to get me all philosophical. Miss Lom says you got that right. Charles says free spirit. Hey Charles, I appreciate that. Hey, right now, before I continue, I'm gonna go a little bit further into Old San Juan. Can we give a round of hearts to Stephanie? Everyone, right now, give a huge round of hearts to Stephanie. Stephanie was so happy to invite me over to that bar. You can check it out on Instagram, Urbanist Live. Also Facebook, the stories pop up. And I showed an awesome bar here in Old San Juan. Very chill, very nice people. The woman, the bartender, Carly, was awesome. So highly recommend them. They were so happy to invite me over for a few apple juices, including this one right now, and some hookah. So really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Stephanie, from Puerto Rico. She's not based in Puerto Rico, but her parents run an awesome chain of bars called Smoke It and More. All right, now let's explore. So here's one of the entrances to the harbor. We don't see any cruise ships, so I think the cruise ship left. The tourists here probably staying in hotels either nearby or in El Condado. So San Juan is not just this old city. It encompasses area called Condado next door. Also Isla Verde, Miramar, Ocean Park. It's pretty much the very touristy areas of San Juan, the capital region of Puerto Rico. Chill with Elia says, did they have oregano? No, it's still not. You still need a license, a medical license to partake in this responsibly. But yeah, it's not really legal yet here, not fully. Cool plaques here of different areas of Puerto Rico. Here we have Juncos, Las Piedras, Humacao, which is a great area for beaches, and oh my god, there's a scooter. So people were asking me the other day about scooters in Puerto Rico, and yeah, scooters can be found. Old San Juan doesn't have too many because the cobblestone streets are not too conducive to scooters, but you can scoot from here all the way to the other tourist areas which I mentioned, which are much flatter, have flat roads and bike paths which you can scoot through. Hey, Diana. What's the temperature down there? Right now it's about like 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Isla Verde is in Calarina, actually. Oh, Scully, thank you so much for the clarification. But yeah, it's just in general in this area. In this tourist area next to San Juan. Hey, Mavis says, good evening from Oregon. Hey, take the scooter. By the way, you can't ride them inside the city. Only inside the Viejo San Juan. It seems like at Condado as well, you can ride the scooters. That's why I saw people really riding scooters. What's the temperature right now? About 87 degrees Fahrenheit. I got really update the night bought. Pertín says, creo que el jugo es el jugo de manzana colorada porque es muy coloradito. Says, Bertin says, this apple juice is a bit too dark. Bertin, yo sé que tú estás hablando. Mejor di que estás tomando Mavi. So Bertin recommends that I'm saying that I'm drinking Mavi, which is a local Puerto Rican drink. Mavi. But I'm right now by the bar area, so I'm okay. What's the current time here? About 9:10, 9:15 or so. Let me check my watch. Yeah, it's that time. Yeah. So Mavi is a local drink in Puerto Rico. I highly recommend it. Joe says, my parents love that drink. Oh, I'm so glad they do. Helen says, what did you have to eat? I had to eat earlier today. I visited family. Arroz con gandules, rice with chickpeas. I had some pasteles, which is like it's like a plantain mixture with some pork boiled inside a plantain leaf. It's really good, actually. And also some, what was the other thing? Potato salad was also on the menu. And then I had some birthday cake. So I celebrated my birthday for a second time at with family. My maternal grandmother. I celebrated some birthday. I had some amazing cake that was similar to tres leches, a nice sponge cake. Really good, really good. Pasteles are made with green bananas, says Maria Lisa. Oh, thank you so much for the clarification. I appreciate everyone lending their expertise. Oh, what's wrong with the camera? I think my iPhone has had too much apple juice, unfortunately. Too much apple juice on my camera, unfortunately. So here we are at the same kind of kiosk bar that we went to yesterday. Kind of wish I would have had my gimbal a little easier. So pardon the shakiness, everyone. You know, sometimes, you know, with live video, you know, sometimes I think to myself, oh, I'm not gonna make a live video. It's not really worth it. And then you're met with a night like this, views, good people, and it's just appropriate to make a nice live video. Pizza sounds good at the moment, says Helen. Oh, I wish I had some pizza. Is there any late night spots here in San Juan for some food? Everyone, don't stop believing. Don't stop believing in the apple juice. Is it humid in Old San Juan? It is humid in Old San Juan, Adam. Great question. It's a little bit less humid at night, so it feels a bit more pleasant. I love the night video, says Susie. Oh, thank you, Susie. I'm so happy. We got a lot of tourists passing by. Jean says Pirilos. Pirilos, where's Pirilos? Let me know the address. Were any pina coladas consumed today? No, I hung out with a family that really don't drink. So no pina coladas during the day. However, I had a few apple juices at the bar. Did you bring another camera or just your phone, Adam? No, just my phone. So sometimes I travel with a few cameras, but just my phone. Beautiful Beatles is playing in the background. Julianne says, happy birthday night. Yesterday was my birthday. I really did enjoy it. It was wonderful. ¿Cuál es la fiesta tradicional más celebrada en Puerto Rico? Manny says, what's the biggest celebration in Puerto Rico? So I don't know. No sé, Manny. Pero hay un festival que es bien impresionante que se llama el Festival de los Gigantes, que es en el... Yo creo que por toda la isla, pero pasa mucho en el sur, en Ponce. Y hay estos hombres que usan estas mascarillas bien elaboradas. Se ve medio como demónico, pero yo creo que es para espantar los demonios. Y es bien impresionante. A mí gustaría verlo una vez en persona. No, yo no creo que lo he visto en persona desde que yo era bien pequeño. So to translate, in Puerto Rico, I don't know what necessarily is the biggest celebration, but I think around Christmas time or Easter time, I forgot the exact time. But there are these men who wear these masks that look rather demonic. They're huge and lots of like horns and things like that. They're called vejigantes. What would be the translation for vejigantes? Giant men, something along those lines would be maybe the translation. And it's really cool. It's very impressive. I'm not sure if the festivities happen here, but it happens in the south a lot in Ponce. Joe says, I love when Ariel speaks French. I'm speaking Espanol, Spanish. The giant old men would be a good translation. Thank you so much, Gigi. Are there going to be any tours of gardens of rainforest? Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Either rainforest or mountains. You'll be seeing one of those. There's two main places where they celebrate. Loíza and Ponce. Thank you so much. So 2 main places. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Jean-Claude. I'm having IPA. You know, I think my apple juice is indeed of the IPA variety. Yeah, it is quite the IPA variety. Are you buzzed yet? I don't know what you're talking about, Charles. I have no clue what you are talking about. I am clearly having just normal apple juice. Charles says I'm having a gin and tonic here. That's awesome. Vejigantes es el carnaval de Loíza. Okay, qué bien. Los vejigantes son los demonios. So the vejigantes, the giant men that wear these masks, are supposed to represent demons. That's pretty scary. Party on Urbanist. Yes, it is a party on Urbanist. Yes, indeed. Scully says, put it in the low bag. There's no need to put this in the little bag. It's an apple juice. Apple juice is never that foamy. I have no idea what you're talking about, Mariela. I truly don't know what you're talking about. I think I'm not sure why this apple juice is pretty strong. I'm not sure why this apple juice is giving me some wooziness. I have no idea, but yeah. Photos from New York says I don't think it's apple juice. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. Yeah. Can I get the seeds from your apple tree? I think that would be the best secret there ever was. It was super fermented. Hey Steven, yeah. Maybe the apples were fermented. Perillos Pizza, some has said, says Janice. Yeah, I wonder where Perillos is at. Let's see where it is. Let's see what else is available here. Maybe empanadas here. Maybe empanadas right here. Pardon the shakiness, no empanadas at this kiosk. Darn. You know, Puerto Rico, at least Old San Juan, it's not that late night, at least during the weekdays. So I don't see too many food places at night. But let's continue exploring. Charles says, do you drink cider? I do love cider, yeah. It's one of my favorite things. And Pirilo says 207 Cayetanca. I think I just came from Cayetanca. So maybe I'll backtrack. It's great to see you're still celebrating your birthday. Hope your dad is having a great Father's Day as well. Yes, we had an amazing Father's Day. It was amazing. Those apples are from Ponce. Oh, really? I think they are. Tu camisa combina con las detrás. Nomás says my shirt combines with the background. Yeah, sí, combina con la parte de atrás. Bien forestier. Very foresty vibes with my shirt. Are there tour buses here? There are tour buses in Puerto Rico, yeah. I did see them. I saw them yesterday at El Condado, where I ate at Ropa Vieja Grill, and it was really good. And I see a tour bus come in. I have seen a few tour buses. I think it is, I had to double check, but I'm under the impression that if you are not renting a car, you're able to do day trips, to other parts of the island in Puerto Rico. Ham says, happy birthday to you. Oh, thank you so much, Hams. I appreciate that. I don't think I'm the only one walking around with apple juice. Yep, I am not the only one with apple juice. I told you, ladies and gentlemen, apple juice is popular here in Puerto Rico. 100% pure apples. Helen says, I ran out of apple juice, was about to head to bed. It's 2:46 a.m. Hey, Helen, thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate that. All the way from Ireland. We got a lot of Irish viewers tuning in. John says, there are some private companies out for tours. And, Miss Lob says, your hair is rocking. Thank you so much. Skoshi says, your wardrobe is rocking. Oh, thank you so much, Skoshi. I really do appreciate that. Let me know if you enjoy these night streams. Maybe I should consider doing more of them with a gimbal. More proper, more official night streams. Let me know if you enjoy them. We have a couple making out right behind me. San Juan, Old San Juan. You know, I am in a place where I'm surrounded by couples. This indeed is a place where couples come and visit. And wow, I love this. He says yes, more. All right. Abby says, is this your first time in Puerto Rico? No. I was partly raised in Puerto Rico. All right, let's see where Perilos is at. Yes, on night streams, especially with IPA and hookah. Stephanie, I'm not sure what you're talking about. IPAs, I have no idea. I'm not sure. This does not look like IPA to me. This looks like a straight apple juice. Apple juice straight. That's what it looks like. Do you prefer more the pier area or the Morro area? So during the daytime, Morro is beautiful because it is very sunny and beautiful and gorgeous, and you see the Atlantic Ocean. However, at night, I don't think Morro walk too much around the Morro area. I'll practice a little bit of caution. So Morro is the fortification area of Puerto Rico on the other side. So right now, Old San Juan is what is said in Spanish, Islote, is technically an island, just like Manhattan, very close to the mainland, and Morro is on the other side. Manny says, ¿prefieres los vivos de día o de noche? Yo prefiero siendo vivo generalmente de día. De noche es que la cosa, no mucha cosa tan abierta. Depende en el lugar. A mí me encantó haciendo video en vivo por la noche en Atenas o Italia. Pero generalmente lo evito. A veces en Nueva York hago video en vivo para y tú notas, está bastante vacío aquí. No hay nadie aquí. Helen says, is it safe at night? I would practice caution. It is generally safe now because there's a lot of police around, which is nice. But yeah, I would practice a little bit of caution. Old San Juan. Is Daddy Yankee there? I don't know. Tanya, that is a good question. That's a good question. I would love to hang out with Daddy Yankee. Let me know if you want to see a live video. Me hanging out with Daddy Yankee, Bad Bunny, and Residente from Calle 13. Let me know if you want to see that live video happen. Stephanie says the Bank of Nova Scotia. I have no idea why the Bank of Nova Scotia was here, but beautiful old building. That's for sure. ¿Dónde está la gente? La gente se fueron. There's no one here. It's pretty empty. Es lindo tu país, sí, es bien lindo. So let me know if you want to see a triple threat live video with the 3 famous reggaeton artists. Tanya says, yes, I want to see that live video. Scully says it's a work day. Scully. Wait, you're telling me that people work? People work? What's work? I think we have a chupacabra in the distance. John says, take the next left. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Thank you so much, John. Appreciate that. Wow, this gift store is still open. Okay, maybe uh-oh. We have a situation here, traffic situation. We have 3 cars meeting at the intersection. Which one will win? Cue the Fast and Furious theme song. Gigi says, stop, I'm getting scared. No worries, Gigi. It's all good. There's some streets where there's a lot of people walking, which is nice, and some businesses open. Look at the beautiful orange lights. Okay, I think it's time I finish this apple juice. Mr. Romanica says, such a polite interaction with the cars. Yeah. So Puerto Ricans are polite. Puerto Ricans are nice and very hospitable. So it's a very nice hospitable culture, which I enjoy. So I would recommend coming to Puerto Rico. You'll typically have a nice time. Maria Lisa says Calle Tanca is the one going up. I am in Calle Tanca right now. I am. What night is most popping in Old San Juan? Probably Friday night or Saturday night. I unfortunately won't be able to see it. I'm leaving on Friday. So this is the bar I visited earlier. Smoke It and More. Highly recommend going to these guys. Nomás, ellos duermen aquí tarde en Puerto Rico. No, tú sabes, hay vida nocturna con las discotecas en los viernes y los sábados, los fines de semana. Pero aquí los puertorriqueños comen bastante temprano. No son como los españoles. Yo no sé cómo es en Argentina, pero aquí se come generalmente como a las 4 p.m., 5 p.m., bastante temprano. So no, Puerto Ricans don't really hang out too late unless if it's the weekends. Puerto Rican lifestyle, you know, for dinner is not as late as the Spaniards, despite a lot of Spanish influence in Puerto Rican culture. Puerto Ricans had to eat around like 4 p.m. for dinner, 5 p.m. maybe. The buildings, tell us more about them, says Miss Lob. So a lot of the buildings we're seeing, we're over 400 buildings in Puerto Rico are from the 1600s and 1700s. So they're very historical buildings here in Puerto Rico. And it's very impressive to see them. They're beautiful, beautifully restored to this day. So a lot of Spanish colonial architecture here. This also says very old, yeah, and a lot of them have courtyards. So here we're seeing a multi-level old building. So of course a lot of them were modernized. We can see here an iron fence. So this must have been 1900s. A lot of wood doors right over here, wood balconies, and almost all these places have courtyards. Maybe we'll see a peek of the courtyard somewhere. I will be posting a short video where I show a little bit more about the history. Right there, the green building to your right, says John. Green building to my right. John, what about it? John says that's it. The pizzeria? I don't see any pizza open here. John Claude, thank you so much for letting us know, but I don't see any pizza here. The cafe is open. They're playing some bachata, which is not Puerto Rican music. There might be Puerto Ricans that play bachata, but bachata is mostly from Dominican Republic. Is the architecture Spanish? Yes. So everything we're seeing, Miss Lob, great question. All of it is Spanish colonial architecture. So 1600s, 1700s. Some buildings might be a bit older than that. So we have some of the oldest buildings. Here's a place called High Society. So there is some oregano products sold here. John says pizza place. Okay, I'll backtrack a little bit. Let's see if the pizza place is still here. Let's double check. I don't think it's open. So if you're in Puerto Rico, do eat a bit earlier because there's not that many late night spots to eat on the weekdays. On the weekends, I think it's different. ¿Usted todavía está abierto? Oh, sí. Ok.
¿Para cuánto sería? ¿Para uno?
Para uno, sí.
¿Está en la barra?
Sí, está bien.
¿Sí? Cambio, te va a pasar una barra. ¿Puedes pasar?
Perfecto, gracias.
De nada.
Wow, thank you so much, John Claude. Everyone, round the hearts to John Claude and the few other Puerto Ricans that tuned in that told us about Pirilo's Pizza. It seems like a speakeasy pizzeria. We're about to enjoy some speakeasy pizza, right? Pardon me if I'm a little bit silent for a little bit while. Buenas. Buenas. ¿Qué pizza tienen?
Tenemos una variedad, también con
Algo con carne.
carne.
Sí.
Así de carne tengo una pizza que se llama Pecado, es como una meatloaf, tiene chorizo argentino, chorizo español, bacon, jamón.
Oh, perfecto. Ok, ese por
Y
favor.
yo también puedes hacer mi en todas las pizzas, tienes la pampa es de churrasco con chorizo argentino y chimichurri.
¿Y tiene algo medio puertorriqueño, como pizza jíbara o algo con plátano?
Tengo una que se llama Pirilo, es con carne molida y amarilla.
Ok, so mitad de churrasco y mitad de ese de amarillo.
Tienes la pampa, el churrasco,
Sí.
el chorizo argentino.
Sí.
Ok.
Perfecto. Y una sparkling water. Sí.
¿Va a ser personal o la de antes? ¿La personal de 4 o la de antes de 8?
Personal.
¿Algún
Gracias.
aperitivo antes?
¿Qué aperitivo tiene?
Siempre recomiendo las croquetas de arroz montorteado, son bien buenas.
Sí.
Si no, son específicos, tengo los blanquitos, tengo mozzarella, chorizo alpino, pulpo a la gallega,
Pulpo a la gallega, ¿qué es eso? ¿Es pulpo cocinado o es
pulpo cocinado.
las croquetas, por favor?
Las croquetas.
Sí, perfecto, gracias. Okay, everyone, so no more apple juice for me. I think I have had too much apple juice, but they do have the apple juice that I had tried earlier. They have Ocean Lab, which is the apple juice I had earlier. Spoiler alerts, it's not apple juice. It was an IPA. It was really good. And this is a place called Pedidos. It is, wow, amazing. Look at that. Beautiful. Great. And people are actually here. It's nice. Seems like a late night spot, which is really cool. So excited to try some pizza. So thank you so much, Jean-Claude, for helping us get here. I would have totally missed it if I did not research this place beforehand, because it looked like the people in front were just taking a break, and that was not the case. They were just waiting for anyone to ask for a table. So that was amazing. And Mr. Dan says, what's the name of the place? Pirilos. So if anyone can write it down, let me. Pirilo. Con permiso, ¿tienen limonada? Una limonada también. Sí, gracias. Perfecto, gracias. Y don't mind me, estoy haciendo un video en vivo. En YouTube, yeah. Gracias. So welcome everyone. Mr. Dance Crew says I'm planning my trip to San Juan next month. Oh, that's amazing. The people are friendly. Yes, Puerto Rico culture is very friendly, very hospitable. There is differences, of course, with other Latin American countries, but very hospitable people. Very nice. Muchas gracias. And are you streaming on YouTube? Yes, I am, Wendy. So, as Susie recommended, try a nice lemonade. Let's see how it is. This is really good lemonade. Wow. As Puerto Ricans like to say, riquísimo. The lemonade is riquísimo, which means amazing. Most people speak English, says Tanya. Yes, almost everyone speaks English. I use a little bit of Spanglish. I don't know how to say quite don't mind me in Spanish. I gotta learn how to say that. If anyone knows how to say that in Spanish. I think almost everywhere in Puerto Rico. Maybe the generation that would be my grandparents. My grandparents passed, but for that generation that still survives, they might not know English. But I think most people after that do know English. Or at least can work around it. Is it Spike? No more apple juice for me. I think I've had too much apple juice. Maria Lisa says, you can say no te preocupes. No te preocupes, okay. Tiene menta y jengibre. Nomás says, does it have mint and ginger? No. Es puro limón con un poco azúcar y agua. Bien rico. So no ginger, no mint. And Susie says, does it have alcohol? No, it doesn't have alcohol. It's pure lemonade. Really good, amazing. Yeah. Hello, Yellow. Nice to see you here. What kind of vegetables do you eat, Mary Johnson? I mean, I love really all types of vegetables. I think my favorite vegetable is carrot. Carrot, spinach. I love spinach. Truly, like give me all the spinach. Every spinach that has ever existed. Give it to me, and I will eat it. Tanya says, how many apple juices do you drink? 3 and 1 shot. So 4 drinks. 4 drinks I had. How long does the nightlife go until weekdays? I think they're near closing. So I think we got here just on time. But this is a really cool spot. So one more time, thank you so much, Jean-Claude, and the few other people that recommended it. Thank you so much. Because this is a really cool spot. I would have not known about this spot unless if I searched for it on Google Maps or something like that. But walking around, I would not thought coming in here. Aya Vlog says, hello, hey Aya Vlog, nice to see you here. Me gusta el mente, el ginger y la espinaca, sí, es todo bien clásico, bien bueno. Cat Ranger says, I like mint, ginger, and spinach. Yeah, very good. I used to like spinach, but until I did turn into Popeyes as well. Could be rather disappointing not turning into Popeyes. Tony says, hello, hey. Susie says, I like a little broccoli with butter. Let me know, what's your favorite spinach? What's your favorite vegetable? Let me know. And Matt says, hello, what time do you stay open on weekends? I will ask. Stay tuned. Do you explain why we are viewing portrait mode? Stephanie, I did not plan to do a live video. I thought to myself, I'm just going to chill out this night, but I had such a fun time at the bar nearby that I thought to myself, let me do a live video. Since I don't have a gimbal, it's much easier for me to hold the camera portrait mode as opposed to horizontal without a gimbal. So people don't know, I have a handheld stabilizer where I mount my phone onto the stabilizer, and that's how I do these long videos, and it's very smooth, silky footage. But today I didn't bring it with me because I just want it to be free. I didn't want to have a bag with me. Muchas gracias. Sí, agradezco. Gracias. So, all right, let's try the croquetas de mamposteado. So here we have some croquetas mamposteado with some dip. Look at that. Mamposteado. It's basically like very sticky rice. It's a Puerto Rican dish. And the croquetas are basically fried balls of something. And these are fried balls of sticky rice. Sometimes with some sofrito, which is Very unique Puerto Rican combination of basil, oregano, I think, culantro, and a few other ingredients. And sofrito is also known in Philippines, but it's different in the Philippines. So Puerto Rican sofrito, very, very crucial to almost all Puerto Rican dishes. And I think this mampotiao, this sticky rice, has, or fried rice, John Claude is clarifying, this Puerto Rican fried rice has some sofrito, I think, if anyone can clarify. The sauce is really good. That's really good. Excellent. Riquísimo. Ya sea. El mampotiao está hecho con sofrito. Con sofrito. Qué bien, muy bien. ¿Y qué hora cierran? A las 11. Sí, yo hago video de viajando por todo el mundo. Y lo enseño a personas en vivo. Y, sí.
En YouTube.
So everyone, this place, for example, closes at 11 p.m. And yes, these fried rice bowls have sofrito. Miss Sop says, this is a tzatziki type sauce. ¿Esta salsa está hecho de yogur o qué?
Es cilantro.
Cilantro.
Salsa de cilantro.
Okay. So cilantro-based sauce. And Stephanie says, if you're just joining, just take a moment to hit that like button. Yes, I would appreciate that. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. Looks like Puerto Rican hush puppies. Indeed, in essence, they are. And almost in Puerto Rico, almost everything in Puerto Rico has sofrito, says John Claude. Yes, that's true. It's the crucial ingredient, basically, to spice everything. It's not spicy, but it's the spice for everything. Lainey is tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in, Lainey. Appreciate you watching. And Janice, thank you so much for tuning in from Inwood, Manhattan. And John Claude says, yes, you use yesterday's rice to mix it. Ah, interesting. Thank you for letting us know, John Claude. So super creamy, crunchy with the exterior friedness. Has that nice fragrant taste from the sofrito used. Oregano, culantro. Really, really good.
Yo pienso que yo no pondría otra caja de pelota.
Susie says, this dip reminds you of grandmother's cooking. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That reminds you of grandma. Croquetas is very typical in many Latin American countries, especially the ones that have a heavier Spanish influence. Still very much found in Spain. croquetas is very easy to buy anywhere in Spain, at least in Madrid, from what I visited, and it was really wonderful. Highly recommend them. Nomades says hay plátanos fritos. Vamos a probar maduros en la pizza. So we're gonna have fried plantains on the pizza. So stay tuned. Adriana dice que hay croquetas también en México. Sí, hay croquetas también en México. Eso sí, bien interesante. No logré probar croquetas en México. Dígame qué de lleno es los croquetas en México. So I did not try croquettes in Mexico, so I don't know what they're filled with. Mr. Dan says the sauce is really good. Yeah, the sauce is really good. What's the dip? It's like a yogurt mixed with cilantro type of dip. Yeah, really good. Kind of like a light ranch. That's how it tastes like. Evelyn says, hola, saludo de Mayagüez. Oh, gracias por viendo esta emisión en vivo. Lo agradezco. Evelyn, yo sé que tú has visto estos videos por muchos años. Es un placer estando aquí en Puerto Rico otra vez. Stephanie put the link to the place that we're at. Yes, you check them out. Pirillo Pizza, really, really good. At least the croquettes have been so far amazing. And Maria says my favorite is pasteles. Yeah, pasteles are amazing. And Adriana says, so glad it's good weather. Yeah, it's beautiful weather. And Adriana says in Mexico usually they have croquetas de papa, papa con pollo y carne, anything like tacos. So Adriana says the croquettes usually have potatoes or potato with chicken or beef. Usually anything that you would stuff with the taco. Qué bien. Susie says, I remember helping my grandmother make pasteles. It was a family activity. Oh, that's amazing. Pasteles is time intensive, so that's amazing that you make pasteles. Can you show us around? Yeah, sure. Sure thing, Leticia. Still plenty of seating. We are in an old 1600s, 1700s building. Judging by the ceilings, I would say maybe 1700s. It's pretty big, though the walls look pretty old. So great historic architecture. We're inside right now. Even in Europe, some of those buildings are not as old. So here in Puerto Rico, you're really going to these very old buildings, which is quite wonderful. Exposed brick right over here. Nice old school tiling on these tables. Great wooden chairs. Yeah, really cool. Miss Dramatica says, I love the high ceilings. The high ceilings are quite amazing. Joe says, anyone who sells pasteles, let me know. Joe, remind me where you're based at again, if you want to share. But I'm sure if you're in an area where there are some Puerto Ricans, you might still be able to find pasteles. Usually there's always one old abuelita who still sells pasteles. Happens in New York, happens in New Jersey, all around Puerto Rico, of course there are. Orlando, I bet there are places where you can find pasteles. I bet you could get a friend to grab you some pasteles. Or in Orlando, I would guarantee you. So I hope you can find someone. Marilyn says, enjoy your pizza en la Isla de Encanto. Oh, que bien. Was the piña colada sweet as el coquito? No, piña colada is not as sweet as coquito. Coquito can be pretty intense in sweetness and also its alcohol content. Califican los estrellas en Michelin. Manny says, do they have Michelin stars in Puerto Rico? Entonces, yo creo que debe haber un restaurante en Puerto Rico que tiene una estrella Michelin. Puede ser que hay más. No estoy seguro. So Manny says, is there a Michelin star restaurant? I think there might be one. I think. I'm not sure. John is saying right now that there are none. I would say we are getting close to getting at least one, because there's a few fine dining restaurants right now in the area of El Condado and Isla Verde, which may at some point win the Michelin star, maybe. Do you pay everything in local money? Everything here is US dollars. Puerto Rico is an unincorporated territory of the US, so everything is in US dollars. Puerto Ricans are US citizens. Darlene says the restaurant looks very relaxing. It is very relaxing, yeah. It's getting pretty late, so there's not that many people here. Also, it's a Tuesday. John says there is one James Beard award-winning restaurant. Okay, good to know. Thank you so much, Jean-Claude. I appreciate that. Anywhere Puerto Ricans live, you can find someone who makes pasteles to sell, says Maria Lisa. Yes, indeed. So if anyone has a good pastele maker in Orlando for Joe, do let him know. Puerto Rico's on my bucket list to visit, says Adriana. Que bien, that's awesome. That's very cool. Natalia says, La Cocina al Fondo is just one James Beard Award winner. Okay, cool. Visit la iglesia de San Jose, says Edward, porque la arquitectura de Jorge Ligao is amazing restoration. I will check out that church. I could find at least 4 restaurants with Michelin stars in Puerto Rico, says Esfield. Do let us know what are the names. I would love to know them. There's a difference between the Michelin Guide and Michelin stars. So you can be in the Michelin Guide, or you can have the Big Gourmand, which is not a star. And then there are the stars. There's 1, 2, and 3 stars. One common in many big cities around the world. New York has a bunch of 1 stars. London, Paris has a bunch of 1 stars. I think Rome has 1 stars as well. But then you have 2 stars, which are a bit more rare. I have a live video in Galway, Ireland, and I did visit at least 1 2-star Michelin star restaurant in a live video. And I have some content of a 1 Michelin star in Avignon, France, which was amazing. I forgot the name of the place, but it was amazing. And then 3 stars I have not had the opportunity to try. There's very few of them in the world. Lyon, France is the only city that has, as far as I know, the only city that has 2 3 Michelin star restaurants, I think. I don't think New York might have 1, but I'm not entirely sure. Adriana says, how's your family? Your family's doing very well. I spent most of the day with family today. Got here back to Old San Juan, staying in the area like at 5 p.m. or so, 6 p.m. Noel says, mi isla bendita que disfrutas. Ooh, I'm super excited for the pizza. I'm very excited to show you the pizza. Cocina Abierta en Santurce. Ooh, okay, so Esvills has put a few restaurants that might be 1 Michelin star. 1919 Santurce and Marmelada in San Juan Antiguo. Okay. Do you need a passport to visit PR? If you are an American citizen, no. No. If you have an American passport, no. Yeah, if you have a driver's license, you can come to Puerto Rico from anywhere in the U.S. Doesn't need to be continuous. You come here from Hawaii, you can come here from Alaska, you can come here from Montana, you can come here from Duluth, Michigan, anywhere. And you only need a license so far. Those regulations might change, but so far you only need a license, valid license from the US in order to come to Puerto Rico. No need for a passport, which is great. Okay. Perfecto. Muchas gracias.
De nada, buen provecho. ¿Puedo retirar?
Sí, pero... Ladies and gentlemen, here we have the pizza. Half made with churrasco. I think this half is the churrasco one. And the other half made with maduros and carne molida, which is ground beef. So churrasco is like skirt steak, I think. Chimichurri sauce, which is like a basil cilantro type sauce. Very famous in Argentina. And plátanos maduros or plantains. And this is ground beef and maybe chorizo. So we'll try that. ¿Qué? Sweet plantain, sí, qué bien. It's hot. This is gonna require a fork and knife, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo siempre la traigo y yo he hecho bolillo.
No, no worries at all. That's okay. So very good crust, very nice, very soft, chewy crust. Puerto Rican pizza has its own kind of flavor, I've noticed. There's a lot of great pizzerias here. Facio Pizza, highly recommend. Marcos Pizza, which is more of the fast food pizza here in Puerto Rico. It's very nice, fluffy crust. I like the ground beef. Has a good flavor to it. Good cheese. The ground beef has a lot, like a nice sweetness to it. A lot of ground beef here in Puerto Rico is sometimes sweetened with, I'm not sure if this one exactly, but sometimes sweetened with like prunes, raisins, green peppers, other type of spices. Super cheesy, very heavy, lots of meat packed in here. Oh, now I can taste the sweet plantains, the maduros. That is really good. Adds a nice sweetness to it. Oh, wow. Maduros. This is the type of pizza here. I'm not sure if they call it, what they call it in other pizzerias. There's pizza jibaro, which is sweet plantains with ground beef on the pizza. Such a great combination. Wow. That is a great pizza. That is a great topping. Highly recommend this topping. I'll ask what the name of the topping is again. But it tastes like having a pastelón, which is a plantain lasagna. Great Puerto Rican dish. Has a very similar kind of flavor profile to that. And wow. amazing. Dario says, buen provecho, which means have a good meal. Bon appetit. Thank you so much, Dario. Lo agradezco. Will you eat all of that, says Helen. It looks daunting. This is for sure. It's a small pizza, but it's packed. That's for sure. But I'm pretty hungry. And after all those apple juices, I think it's time to try the churrasco one. So here we have the churrasco one, which is skirt steak, if I'm correct, and with chimichurri sauce, cilantro-based sauce with oil, olive oil. Look at all that cheese. Ooh, the cheese has a nice wateriness to it, so they use a good mozzarella. That's awesome. The steak has a nice juiciness to it, and great cilantro sauce. Wow, that's really good. Great Puerto Rican pizza. This is not New York pizza. This does not taste like a Neapolitan pizza from Naples. Don't expect that if you're coming here. You're getting something a little bit more like if New York was a bit more sazon, as we say in Puerto Rico, has a little bit more flavor to it. I would say that's the best description of the pizza. It's a bit more chewier, the crust, but still really good. Different from the pizzas I've had in the US. I'm not sure if there's a good analog. Very good. Excellent pizza, yeah. Very good. Kim says, oh, whatever you're eating looks delicious. It does indeed, yeah. Very, very good pizza. Let me show it to you. Nomás mejor que la pizza italiana. Nomás ask a very controversial question. Is it better than Italian pizza? Mira, la pizza italiana no hay comparación con la pizza italiana. Es la mejor pizza que hay. Pero en términos de pizza afuera de Nueva York y afuera de Italia, esto es una buena pizza, excelente pizza. So, Italian pizza, no one compares. No one compares. I dearly love Italian pizza. I would eat Italian pizza over anything else. Even New York pizza. Especially Roman pizza. It's my personal favorite. But aside from the pizza that I had in Italy or New York, this is a pretty damn good pizza. I would say that. Alex says, are you on TikTok too? Yeah, you can find me on TikTok, at Ariel Vieira. But I'm not streaming right now on TikTok, just YouTube and Facebook. And it is super filling, so you can easily share this with two people. Esfiel says, I think it just hits different. We're lucky to have different types of pizza. Because I was also very impressed by the pizza in Mexico. Mexico City had great pizza as well. They were emulating more the traditional Neapolitan pie in Mexico. Here, this is kind of more towards New York style, but not so much. I think it's very reminiscent of kind of fast food pizza in the US. Now, fast food pizza in the US has its good parts, but this is like a good version, a very well done version of a US fast food pizza. I mean that as a compliment. Like if you had Sbarro or Chuck E. Cheese pizza, that reminds me a lot, especially with the chewy crust. Thank you, Stephanie. So my TikTok is at Ariel Vieira. Yeah. Miss Dramatica says the dough in Mexico is delicious. Mexico had outstanding pizza for being not in neither New York or Italy. Daryl says, how are you doing? I'm doing very well, Daryl. Thank you so much for asking. I appreciate that. I'm doing very well. Unexpected late night. I was playing sleep very early today. I was very sleepy. I almost didn't want to go out, but I'm glad I did. Let me know if anyone has experienced that before. DS asked me, what's the most fascinating part of Puerto Rican history that fascinates you? For me personally, it's like kind of the confluence of three main cultures: Spaniard, Taino, which is Native American. I would say four cultures: Taino, African, mostly from the Yoruba tribe of modern-day Nigeria, and American culture. That confluence to me is very interesting. It's very evident in the food, just like the food we're eating right now, or the food we just had right before, croquetas. Croquetas is definitely inspired by African tradition of frying foods. So that confluence, I really enjoy that. That fascinates me most. Mr. Matica says, gotta live a little bit, yeah. Lila says, I'm making you hungry. I'm glad you, yeah. All right, let me know if you want me to show you a little bit more of Old San Juan. I'm gonna walk over to my lodging. You'll be seeing where I'm the place I'm staying at towards the end of my trip. I'll be posting a short video on it. But if you want to see a little bit more Old San Juan, slam that like button right now. I can use the company as I walk back, and I'm going to enjoy this last slice of pizza. It's going to be hard for me to finish, but I'm going to enjoy a few more bites of this because it's amazing. And Janice's ABBA is playing. Indeed it is. I had a little bit of accident. Grease was spilled all around my hand. Oh, that chimichurri sauce. Giancarlo says croquetas originate in French cuisine. There has to be some type of French connection, African connection, because Europeans did not fry so much food until the Africans. There has to be some type of connection there. I'm sure of it. A lot of the fry. And Hella says, are you stuffed yet? I am stuffed. Yes, I am pretty stuffed. That was really good, though. Darlene says, yes, I will hang out. Jen says, yes, please more. Susie says, yes, more. All right, everyone. I'm going to pay the check. I'll let you know how much it costs. And we're going to go explore a little bit more of Old San Juan at night. So you can see a little bit. I am full. That's amazing. One more bite. Just one more bite. Tiny little bit. Con permiso. ¿A cuenta, por favor? Gracias.
¿Puedo retirar?
Sí, puedes retirarlo. Miss Dramatica says that was reasonable. Yeah, you know, a little bit lower than New York prices. Wow, what building is this? Someone earlier asked me, is it safe to travel alone in Puerto Rico? You know, I would say it's generally safe to travel alone in Puerto Rico. I would just practice caution at night. That's the only thing I would say in Puerto Rico. And if you're a woman, I would practice caution at night and off-road activities. That's my point of view. So I would say I feel pretty at ease, but I don't feel as confident as I do in Europe, in many parts of Europe. That would be my perspective. Kim says, I feel like as a female, it would be a different experience. Yeah, so I would practice caution. No, Puerto Rico, I don't see too many solo travelers. It's unlike Europe. I do see a lot of people, either couples or groups of friends. That tends to be the crowd here in Puerto Rico. Linda says off-road activities. Yeah, off-road activities I would recommend with friends. I would not recommend really doing it alone. Unless if you're really experienced traveling alone. Here's one of the historic cafeterias, Mallorca. Let me, as this group of people pass by, I'll show you what kind of a cafeteria looks like. Miss Dramatica says, as a solo female traveler, I wouldn't go to DR, but I would feel a little bit confident in Puerto Rico. Yeah. Puerto Rico would probably be a good alternative to some parts of the Caribbean. So here's a traditional cafeteria. It's basically a diner. Has the same type of diner seating. They serve very classic Puerto Rican food, arroz con pollo, which is rice with chicken, arroz con gandules, rice with chickpeas. Sometimes they sell pastelon, which is plantain lasagna. They have a great variety of stuff. This was one of the older ones. They have old photos of Old San Juan over here. Christine says, good night. No, Christine, where are you going? Oh, good night, Christine. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, everyone, I'm going to stick around for about like 10 minutes. I only have about 10 minutes to walk around. You'll see where I'm staying at towards the end of my trip, but I'll show you about 10 more minutes of walking through Old San Juan. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Now, no more of my face. No more. I know you guys love seeing my face. Love it. You're like, please don't show me any of the views. Don't show me the architecture. Don't show me the diner. Please show me more of your face. Like, don't even show me the food. But no, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time you enjoy the architecture and you enjoy the views. Okay. Ellie Cruz says, here's a little plaza, which is nice. This is gorgeous. Gotta take in the views, ladies and gentlemen. There's a traditional Burger King, or as Puerto Ricans like to say, Behe King. Let's wait for this car to pass. Kim says, but that's the moneymaker. Do you have any of the schools in Puerto Rico? Do you go to any of the schools? I lived in Puerto Rico for 1 entire year, so I did attend school for 3rd grade. I went to school called Bonneville. Bonneville was the name of the school. Very American name. It was a private school. It was nice. I enjoyed it. I went to summer camp for that year as well. Camp Puma was my summer camp. I think I still have some of the shirt, one of the shirts that I had, or some of the other memorabilia. Miss Lob says, okay, enough architecture. Please back to your face. Epade is the best dive bar in Puerto Rico. You know, I may be doing a live video. I mean, not live, sorry. A short video about exploring bars in Puerto Rico, Old San Juan. So stay tuned. You might see that a little bit later in the week. Hey, Tuba, nice to see you here. Tuba, long time no see. I appreciate you tuning in again. Hope you're doing well. I am doing well. I'm very stuffed. I think I need to walk a few more miles. I've been eating a lot of pizza. Here's another historic cafeteria. This is La Bombonera. Unfortunately, is closed, which is a bit of a shame. But it was one of my favorite places as a little kid. I hope they reopen. But it is a shame that it is closed, La Bombonera. Which, let me know what the translation, Bombonera, would be. Will we be visiting, Darlene? I'm not in Puerto Rico for too long. But maybe when I return, I will do more live videos around the other parts of the island, not just the touristy Old San Juan. Or tomorrow, which we'll be going a little bit to the interior of the island. Maybe I'll show you more of the metropolitan areas. Someone earlier asked me, I forgot who, do let me know who you were. Do I envision myself living in San Juan or Puerto Rico? No. to be straightforward, because I really love public transportation. I love the ability to walk. Right now, Old San Juan is walkable, but I'm really limited to Old San Juan. I can't really just stroll to other parts of the metropolitan region of Puerto Rico. So I love visiting, but I just do not envision myself buying a car and driving everywhere. I just don't like it. Europe or New York or Boston is more my style. But I do certainly love my home country of Puerto Rico. Look at these streets. Magnificent. Esfiel says bombonera translates into sweet box or candy box. Uh-oh, we got a car passing. No. Hi, it says, what happened to the gimbal? It disappeared. No gimbal today, because I actually did not plan to do a live video. I thought to myself I was just gonna have a drink or two. Apple juices. At a bar of one of my viewers that invited me over. So kind of Stephanie to do so. Stephanie Quistel, who I think watches mostly on Instagram. And yeah, I thought to myself, oh, I'm gonna have one or two apple juices. And I had a little bit more than one or two apple juices. And I thought to myself, oh wow, these views are so beautiful. I gotta go live. I didn't have my gimbal because I wanted to be free from the confines of my bag that weighs me down like my conscious weighing on my soul when I forget to do a video after a day of not posting. And indeed, in this sense of freedom and drunken stupor, I decided to go live. And here I am, gimballess, enjoying the views of beautiful Old San Juan and sharing it with the world. Was I wrong in doing this? Let me know. Was I wrong for showing you the beautiful views of Old San Juan without a gimbal? Was I wrong for going live after having a few apple juices? Was I wrong for meandering the streets of Old San Juan? Darlene says, no, you're not wrong. All right. Thank you, Darlene. Someone, Linda says, be safe in your stupor. No, I'm safe. I'm very close to where I'm staying. Wow, look at this window. Oh, my. Melissa says, absolutely, you're not wrong. Patrick is putting the laugh emoji. Esfiel says, this made my night. Oh, I'm so glad it did. That cheers me up. Thanks for the trip. It has been a long time since I've been here. Patrick says, I'm loving this. I'm so happy you are, Patrick. Susie says, nothing wrong, just a drink more. Susie, it's very important to drink responsibly. Very important. Don't abuse any type of substance. Drink responsibly, my friends. As I stumble and slur those words. Drink responsibly. Let's have good diction today. I think it's very important as a good citizen in whatever country you're from to have good diction, okay? So have good diction, my friends. So people ask about safety. Luckily now in Puerto Rico went through a rough patch for a decade or two, maybe a little bit more. There's police around nowadays. So a lot of these plazas are being washed over, which is nice. Laura Lay says, great way to wrap up the evening. Indeed it is, with the soothing trickle of the fountain right over here. Oh, wow. Look at this. Stephanie says, good dictionary. Good diction is very important in life. The better the diction, the better the life. Be sure to have that diction so erect that you will never, ever fail that has to offer. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? Maria Lisa says this is City Hall. Is it City Hall? This is what I was trying to find. I gotta start researching some of the stories about these buildings here. Miss Lob says, be careful. Oh, I am. Oh, now we're hearing the wonderful sounds of a coqui. Let's see if we can get closer to a coqui. I'm usually anti-drinking, but if we get more lives from it, that's fine. Kim says, oh boy, the apple juice is talking. You know, Kim, I'm so sober. I'm the soberest of soberness. Okay, here's my tío. Cool guy. He's been sitting here for quite a while, maybe a few decades. Hasn't moved. I think he has been enjoying the apple juice so much that he hasn't moved for years. This is what happens when you indulge in the apple juice. ¿Cómo está, tío? It's not very talkative, tío. Tío translates into uncle. Not very talkative. Too much apple juice for him. Hey, someone left a super chat. Who was it? Who was it? Who was it? Let me know who you are. Lorelli. That's who you are. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. That is 1.3 pina coladas in the conversion rate. People have been asking what is the currency used here in Puerto Rico. It is indeed the US dollar, but I prefer to live by the conversion rate of every 10 US dollars equals 1.3 pina coladas. So thank you so much for the 1.3 pina coladas. I appreciate you, Lorelli. Marie says my nickname is Titi Marie. Titi, oh, that means you're aunt. Titi, for people who don't know, means aunt. Tito, I think might mean uncle. I know Tio means uncle, but Titi means aunt. Patrick says sober in Puerto Rico. Indeed. Este Departamento de Estado, the State Department, right over here. Okay, let's find the cookie. Where am I going? So the cool thing is in Puerto Rico now there's a few of these kiosks. You can buy a nice alcohol, nice coffee late night. And here we are, the cookie. We hear it. Stephanie says you have a strong bladder. I do indeed. So I'm gonna end here. Let me show you this is a really old school cafe. Let me show you this old school cafe. I'm gonna end here. Stay tuned tomorrow at 1 p.m. I'm gonna go live with my friend Tongo, who runs Tongo PR. Great guy. He's a local tour guide, runs Airbnb experiences. He's gonna show us a little bit of the interior of the island. You'll be seeing some mountains, some rainforests. I'm not sure which ones. But something along those lines. So stay tuned for that. And I really appreciate everyone tuning in. Here's a cool old school cafeteria that has kind of been revived into a nice modern cafe bar. I really like the spot here. Pan Agua it's called. And yeah, bring an umbrella tomorrow. Okay, Matt. Thank you so much for the heads up. So if you enjoy these videos, press that like button right now. Slam that like button. Press subscribe on YouTube. Press that bell button so you get notified. I'm also on Instagram, Urbanist Live, if you want to see my short videos. Instagram is a good place. If you like TikTok, you can go. And it's my name, Ariel Vieira. Otherwise, you could go on YouTube, Urbanist Exploring Cities. My short videos are posted to all the platforms. My live videos are on YouTube and on Facebook. Urbanist Exploring Cities on YouTube. We'll be going live tomorrow at 1 p.m. New York City time. Puerto Rico is in the same time zone currently as New York City. And I'll be going live on the 24th at 10:30 a.m. I think it's 10:30, yeah, 10:30 a.m. on the Classic Harbor Line channel. I have like at least 2 Classic Harbor Line videos left, maybe 3. And the other one is July 4th at 8 p.m. on Classic Harbor Line. And I'm so excited to show you the fireworks. This is going to be the coolest live video in all of New York City. Permitting that there's good cell phone reception. Because you'll be seeing the fireworks up close in person. No news station will have the same type of views. So be sure to subscribe right now to the Classic Harbor Line YouTube channel as well for that live video, because I'm working with them this month. And the fountain is off. I think it's time to call it a good night. I'm very close by, so don't worry too much about me. I'm just only a few blocks away. You'll be learning about where I'm staying a little bit later. Puerto Rico has amazing variety of different places to stay, Airbnbs and hotels alike. So stay tuned for that video, short video on all the platforms. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate people leaving awesome comments. Shout out to John Claude for leaving awesome pro tips. Maria Lisa, a few other people from Puerto Rico have left pro tips and clarified many things about Puerto Rican culture on this live video. Stephanie showed me an awesome bar here today, invited me over. That was awesome. So kind of to Stephanie. And thank you everyone so much for tuning in. Keep being awesome. And always keep on exploring. And stay curious, my friends. Quédate curiosos, mis amigos. Adiós, todos los urbanistas en el mundo. Adiós. Te veo después.